So I want to contrast and explore, two different ways that we come to understand things or even make important decisions about things. And I'm going to simplify it by talking about using our head and using our heart. Okay, so I want to start with our head. And because that's, probably what we're a little more used to. It's what we were taught. In our head, it includes, for this talk anyway, is our intellect, our ability to think, to imagine, to conceptualize, to critically think. And then also I'm going to include in this too is some of the higher chakra types of sensing too, like third eye, like seeing things clearly and that type of thing. And so what's really interesting about this head type, these head resources, we'll call them, is they can happen at a distance. I can be sitting in this chair and I can think of a scenario and I can think about what might happen and strategize about it, and I might think about a conversation I'm having that I'm thinking of having with someone, like I'm thinking of having with my boss. I can think my way through that or whatever else. And it's just and it's safe because I can do it at a distance. People look at me and they don't know what I'm thinking. It's kind of safe, and it can be done. And even some of my friends that are psychic, that, some of the higher chakra of the, the third eye and they talk about, what do they call it? Remote viewing, and it can be done at a distance. I can sit there with my, and I can look and see things across the room and I can just know things about them and I see it perfectly clearly without even having a conversation with the person or without even having experience. And so this is very different than it is in more of our heart-based understanding. And by that, I'm talking about the resources of empathy and intimacy and intuition, and instincts, having a gut feeling. It's like body sense, our body just telling it, and it just feels right, It's like that type of knowing and that type of understanding. And this, in contrast to the head, this type of understanding requires us to be a little more close and intimate. It's almost experiential. It's almost based on experience. Now we can access it by thinking about it, but to really kind of get in the middle of it and kind of grok it, it's good to actually get in the experience and then feel our way through that experience, which is what we're not really used to. And so let's think about it. Let me just throw out some examples. The challenge is that I think sometimes, since we were conditioned to think our way through things and not feel our way through things, we can sometimes think our way through things that we might be better to also think our way through. Like, say, relationships are a great example. If we're doing analytical stuff, great. Problem solving, yeah, great. But we get into relationships and ethical decisions and that type of thing. Things like, whether I should quit my job and start my own business, whether I should end a relationship, or whether I should take a new relationship to the next level, or whether I should put my kids in private school, or whether I should put my parent in assisted living facility. I mean, and there's not necessarily any, rationally right and wrong. It's good to kind of bring it down here and think about it, feel our way through it more, and that's, and it requires us to be more intimate, and we have to have experiences. And so now, rather than just thinking about having the conversation with someone, I need to go have the conversation. And that's way more vulnerable, right? Because I could go have the conversation and it may be awkward or embarrassing. It may go really wrong. Whereas if I have it in my head, it's just if it goes wrong, it's oh, well, I'll just try another little scenario. I'll tweak it a little bit and try something else. No, nothing lost, right? And so, so that's what I want to just kind of leave you with is just to maybe involve both. Like if, and some of you just naturally are more, touchy-feely and kind of feel your way through. And then others of us are more analytical, but to have a balance, and most of the times I think we tend to stay up here more and not as much down here. And so I'm just saying let's use both. And then so like get into the experience and allow yourself to have experiences. Like sometimes this will take you as far as it can go. And it's like it does all its due diligence and it takes you as far as it can go. And then to go any further, you need to allow yourself to have an experience. You need to go talk to them. You need to go have it and try it out, And the scientific method even does this. We have theories and then we test the theories. When we start testing the theories and feeling our way through it, that's the heart. And the last thing I'll say about the heart that's a little more challenging is it requires us to feel our way through it more. Rather than we're used to thinking our way through it, it's a different skill to feel our way through it because it's a little more subtle, and maybe it's just subtle because we're not used to it. But we have to go into an experience and like, now this feels right and that didn't feel right. So I'm going to go more this way, and now that's a little too far that way. I think I want to go more this way. And it's using our instincts and our intuition and how it feels, like what feels right here, even though it doesn't make sense up here. So that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope that you are having an amazing holiday time. And this week, I just invite you to kind of think and feel your way some of the important decisions that you're thinking about, say, for the new year. So I will see you in a week.